The Galactic Council sat in their towering chamber on the planet Nexus Prime. For 10,000 years, they had ruled over 200 star systems without challenge. The council consisted of 4 major species: the Vrex, masters of trade; the Krell, warriors of the void; the Moth, technological geniuses; and the Drax, diplomatic rulers. Captain James Miller stood before them, representing Earth. It was humanity's first official contact with the galactic community. His uniform was simple, navy blue with silver insignia. Behind him stood 2 other humans, Commander Lisa Park and Lieutenant Tom Walsh. They had traveled 3 months through space to reach this moment. The head of the council, a tall Drax named Prime Veller, looked down at the humans with barely hidden contempt. His purple skin gleamed under the chamber lights, and his 4 eyes showed no warmth. So Veller began, his voice echoing through the vast hall. "Earth wishes to join our council?" James nodded firmly. "We come in peace. We seek trade, knowledge, and friendship." A Krell warrior, General Rax, laughed a harsh, grinding sound. "Peace? Your species knows only war. We have watched you fight among yourselves for centuries. You are primitives with crude weapons." Lisa stepped forward, her jaw tight. "We have evolved. We've achieved peace on Earth. We're ready to join the larger community." "Evolved?" A Moth scientist named Keeper Zen clicked his mandibles in amusement. "You barely understand quantum mechanics. Your fastest ships crawl through space like insects. You have nothing to offer us." Tom's fists clenched at his sides, but James raised a hand, keeping calm. "We offer our loyalty, our resources, and our determination," James said. "Earth is rich in rare minerals. Our people are hard workers. We can contribute." "Contribute?" Veller interrupted. "You will contribute by accepting your place. Earth will become a mining colony. Your people will work for the council. You will provide resources, and we will provide ... protection." The word hung in the air like poison. James felt his blood run cold. "That's not what we came here for. We're not slaves." "You misunderstand," Veller said smoothly. "You are not slaves. You are ... workers, subjects. We rule this galaxy. Every species serves the council. It has always been this way." "And if we refuse?" Lisa asked. Rax stood up, his massive frame towering over the humans. His armor gleamed red, covered in the symbols of 1,000 battles. "Then we will take what we want by force. Your planet is defenseless. 3 of our warships could destroy every city on Earth in a single day." "This is outrageous," Tom burst out. "We came in peace." "And you will leave in submission," Veller declared. "You have 1 Earth week to accept our terms. Return to your planet. Tell your leaders. Join the council as workers or face destruction." James looked at each council member. He saw no compassion, no willingness to negotiate. They had already decided humanity's fate. "We need to discuss this with our government," James said carefully. "Of course," Veller waved a hand dismissively. "Go, but remember the galaxy has rules. The strong command. The weak obey. That is the natural order." The 3 humans were escorted out of the chamber. As they walked through the gleaming corridors of the council station, they remained silent. Only when they reached their small ship did they speak. "They think we're nothing," Lisa said, anger burning in her voice. Tom kicked a wall panel. "They want to enslave Earth. 7 billion people reduced to mining workers for their empire." James sat in the pilot's chair, staring at the control panel. His hands trembled not with fear, but with rage he fought to control. "Captain?" Lisa asked. "What do we do?" James looked up at them both. His eyes were hard as steel. "We go home. We tell Earth exactly what the council wants. And then," He paused. We remind the galaxy why humanity survived the Ice Age, the plagues, 2 world wars, and every disaster our planet threw at us. You think Earth will fight? Tom asked. James powered up the ship's engines. Through the viewport, he could see a council warship passing by, massive, powerful, ancient. I don't think, Lieutenant, James said quietly. I know. The council thinks they've seen war. They haven't. They're about to learn what happens when you threaten 7 billion humans who refuse to kneel. The ship pulled away from the station, beginning its long journey home. Behind them, the council celebrated their easy victory over the primitive humans. They had no idea what was coming. 3 months later, James stood in the United Earth Command Center in Geneva. The room was filled with military leaders, scientists, and government officials from every nation. On the massive screen behind him, images of the Council's warships rotated slowly. President Sarah Chun addressed the room. Captain Miller has briefed us on the Council's ultimatum. They want Earth as a mining colony. They give us 1 week to surrender or face invasion. How long until they arrive? Asked General Robert Stone, head of the Earth Defense Force. 5 days, James answered. They're sending a fleet of 30 warships. According to their own boasting, just 3 ships could destroy our planet. Silence fell over the room. 30 warships seemed impossible to defeat. Dr. Maya Patel, Earth's chief scientist, stood up. We've analyzed the data Captain Miller brought back. The Council's technology is advanced, yes, but it's old, ancient, even. They haven't innovated in thousands of years. They rely on the same weapons, the same tactics. And that helps us how? Stone asked. Maya smiled grimly. Because we innovate constantly. In the 3 months since first contact, we've done something they'd never expect. We've weaponized everything we learned from them. She activated a hologram. A sleek ship appeared, unlike anything the Council had seen. This is the Prometheus-class fighter. Fast, agile, armed with railguns that fire at 3% light speed. We've built 200 of them. 200 against 30 warships? Someone scoffed. Watch, Maya said. The hologram showed a simulation. The small Earth fighters swarmed a Council warship, moving in patterns no AI could predict. Human pilots. Human instincts. Within minutes, the massive alien ship was crippled. The Council fights with honor and formation, James explained. They follow ancient battle tactics. They announce their attacks. They believe warfare is noble. We don't. Lisa stepped forward. We fight dirty. We fight to survive. Every battle humanity ever fought taught us one thing: there are no rules when your species faces extinction. Tom activated another display. We've also developed something special. EMPs, electromagnetic pulse weapons. The Council's ships are heavily computerized. 1 pulse and their systems crash. They'll be blind, deaf, and floating in space. General Stone leaned forward, interest growing in his eyes. How many EMPs do we have? 50 satellite-mounted platforms, orbiting Earth right now, Tom replied. When their fleet arrives, we hit them with everything at once. But that's just defense, President Chun said. What about offense? What about making sure they never threaten us again? James exchanged looks with Lisa and Tom. This was the dangerous part. We traced their route back to Nexus Prime, James said slowly. The Council's homeworld, where all 4 species maintain their central government. You're suggesting we attack them? A diplomat gasped. I'm suggesting we show them the consequences of threatening humanity, James replied coldly. Defense wins battles. Offense wins wars. If we just repel their fleet, they'll send another. And another. We need to strike at their heart. Maya brought up new schematics. We've built 5 dreadnoughts. large ships equipped with our most powerful weapons. While Earth defends against their fleet, these ships will jump directly to Nexus Prime. That's madness, the diplomat protested. That's declaring war on the entire galaxy. They declared war when they threatened to enslave us, Lisa shot back. We're just finishing what they started. President Shun stood, her face grave. I need to know, can we win? General Stone studied the tactical displays, the simulations, the weapon specifications. Finally, he nodded. Conventional thinking says no. We're one planet against an empire of 200 star systems. But conventional thinking doesn't account for human desperation, human creativity, human stubbornness. He looked directly at the president. Ma'am, the Council has fought the same way for 10,000 years. They've never faced an enemy that adapts, that innovates, that refuses to surrender. They've never fought humanity. Yes, we can win. But it will cost us. How much? Chun asked. Everything we commit to this, Stone said. Every ship, every pilot, every weapon. If we hold anything back, we lose. We have to hit them with total force, total surprise, total commitment. President Shun looked around the room. She saw fear, yes, but she also saw determination. Humanity had been pushed to the edge too many times in its history. Each time it had pushed back harder. Then we commit everything, she declared. Send the word to every military base, every shipyard, every pilot. Earth doesn't kneel. Earth doesn't surrender. If the Council wants a war, we'll give them one they'll never forget. 5 days, James said quietly. 5 days, Chun echoed. Prepare for battle. "5 days passed like a heartbeat. The Council fleet emerged from hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system. 30 massive warships, each 5 kilometers long, gleaming with shields and weapons. On the lead ship, General Rax smiled. This would be easy. Open communication to Earth, he ordered. On every screen across Earth, Rax's face appeared. Humans of Earth, you have refused our generous offer. Now you will face the consequences. Surrender immediately, or we will destroy your cities one by one. You have 1 hour. The transmission ended. In the Earth Command Center, President Chun stood calmly. General Stone? All forces in position, ma'am, Stone replied. Captain Miller? James sat in the cockpit of his fighter, leading a squadron of 50 ships. Ready, ma'am? Dr. Patel? Maya's fingers flew across her console. EMP satellites armed and locked. Chun took a deep breath. Then let's show them who they're dealing with. All forces engage. Across Earth's orbit, 50 satellites activated simultaneously. Brilliant blue pulses of electromagnetic energy shot toward the Council fleet. The alien ships' shields flickered and died. Their weapon systems went dark. Their communication arrays failed. What is happening? Rax shouted on his bridge. Alarms blared. Systems crashed. Now. James yelled into his comm. 200 human fighters launched from hidden positions behind the moon, from orbital stations, from Earth itself. They moved fast, darting between the massive warships like wolves attacking bears. The railguns fired. Solid metal slugs traveling at incredible speeds punched through the Council ship's armor. Without shields, without working defenses, the ancient warships were vulnerable. Impossible. Rax screamed. They're primitives. How do they have such weapons? A Krell officer tried desperately to reboot their systems. Our technology is superior. This cannot. His words were cut off as 3 human fighters targeted the command bridge. Railgun rounds tore through the hull. The bridge exploded into space. One by one, the Council warships fell. Some tried to retreat. Some tried to fight back with manual weapons. But they were too slow, too outdated, too confident in their ancient superiority. Within 2 hours, 27 Council warships were destroyed. 3 surrendered. But the real strike was happening far away at Nexus Prime, the Council's homeworld. The 5 human dreadnoughts emerged from hyperspace directly above the capital city. Commander Lisa Park commanded the lead ship, the Defiance. Target the Council chambers. Fire all weapons. The Council had never been attacked on their home planet. Not in 10,000 years. They had no orbital defenses, no military presence. Why would they? No one had ever dared. Missiles rained down on government buildings. Railgun fire destroyed military bases before they could respond. The Council's fleet was at Earth. Their homeworld was defenseless. Prime Veller ran through the collapsing Council chambers. Around him, the other Council members fled in panic. This is impossible. How did they get here? They jumped straight to us. A moth screamed. They didn't follow any routes. They calculated new paths through hyperspace. Tom's voice came through every speaker in the city. Council of Nexus Prime, this is Earth. You threatened our planet. You demanded our surrender. You called us primitives. Now you know the truth. Humanity doesn't surrender. Humanity strikes back. The bombardment stopped. The human ships held position, weapons still armed. You have 1 hour to respond, Tom continued. Withdraw all claims to Earth. Recognize humanity as a sovereign species. Grant us full Council membership with equal rights. Or we continue the bombardment. Your choice. In the ruins of the Council chamber, Veller looked at the destruction around him. His homeworld, unconquered for millennia, lay partially in ruins. His fleet at Earth was destroyed. His power was broken. He activated a communication channel with trembling hands. We accept your terms. 3 months later, Captain James Miller stood before the Council again. But this time, the chamber was different. The Council members sat at the same level as him, not above. And beside the seats for the Vrex, Krell, Moth, and Drax was a new seat. For humanity. Prime Veller spoke, his voice no longer arrogant. The Council recognizes Earth as a sovereign member species. You have earned your place not through submission, but through strength. James nodded. We didn't want war, but we won't accept slavery. Let this be a lesson to the galaxy. Humanity offers friendship to those who respect us. But to those who threaten us, he paused, his eyes hard. We offer only fire and steel. The Council chambers remained silent. Earth had spoken, and the galaxy had learned to listen. The end. Asterisk.